This is spoken word.
I don't understand anything anymore.
The love child of poetry and rap, spoken word is becoming an increasingly popular outlet for young adults to express themselves.
It is hard to love my trans boy.
With a surplus of rising talent who turn their feelings into well-crafted works of art, spoken word poets use their skills to provide commentary on a variety of topics ranging from relationships to racism.
Do not let them label your melanin sin, let your efforts define you.
At times, sharing the most personal details of their lives with packed-out audiences.
Come out because I'm queer.
I'm Jojo Tizard, and for the past 3 months, I've been meeting up with spoken word poets to learn what really goes on behind the scenes, as they prepare to compete in an upcoming poetry slam competition.
Every single day subsequently I had to pay the price.
Along the way, I've gained insight into their strong and supportive community, discovering how many use the medium as a cathartic tool to help them come to terms with issues which have been present in their lives.
Oh, I watched the poem today and it's it has kept him alive, is what she keeps saying, and that's something that makes me feel really, really good.
Open mic nights are held in bars and cafes across the country. The events, which are open to the public, provide many poets with the opportunity to perform their poems to audiences for the first time.
Alive. I tell her, you are alive, I am alive, a dog is alive, a flower is alive. I could list the dead things instead. Her family, her friends, her lovers, the dream of democracy in her country, the thousands of husbands and sons who fought for it. I could teach her the myths, the gods, the baked clay, the long crawl from single cells to terrorist cells. I could teach her the science, the sun giving energy to plants that gives energy to us that we use to make bombs. Instead, I repeat, you are alive.
I am Barbot 2000. What can I get you, sir or madam? Thank you. You have ordered 1 pint of Carlsberg, 1 large glass of Pinot Grigio. Is that correct? Please say yes or no. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Please say yes or no. Please say yes or no. You're not going to do it, are you? Some people join in with this page. You don't have to, you don't have to, you don't have to. It gets complicated later if you do, but no, it doesn't matter. Thank you. This is Love Show Nightmare. But everyone's beautiful to someone else when you're moving at the speed of love. When you don't have the one you want and you won't settle for less.
Well, the open mic night was really good. I did find it slightly weird though how one piece could be on something quite intense and sensitive, and then the next minute in a different piece I'd find myself laughing along. So I'm excited to now get in contact with some more poets and learn a lot more about spoken word. Spoken word competitions, otherwise known as poetry slams, offer poets a chance to compete against one another in front of a panel of judges. I wanted to find out more about these competitions and the preparation which goes into them, so I'm meeting up with Zoe Wood, who's competing in an upcoming poetry slam.
Nice to meet you.
Me too.
Where are we going today?
So this is a workshop in preparation for our competition on Saturday. So there's a guy coming in who's going to watch our performances and give us feedback and stuff.
So what's the competition?
Oh, so it's called Slam of the North,
Yeah.
and it's between Leeds, Beckett, Durham and Manchester. Get that every time. And so each team brings 5 poets, 4 performances, and there's a panel of judges, and then there'll be a winner.
Does that mean you've had to practice a lot this week or the past few weeks?
Yeah, quite a lot. We've been meeting about twice a week, I think. Just to practice, write things. We do some exercises and stuff to get us being creative and things.
Get you ready.
So it's just going to be in here if you want to go in.
If I was just broke out.
If he gave me more time, more patience,
Consideration.
I might have explained about my faith, that I don't believe in God.
That I might believe in something,
But I do believe in people.
that they're good.
Or can be.
Or will be.
So when I see
you saying that you don't like religion,
all I hear is you saying that you don't like people,
and if they believe in God,
and we believe in people,
then
then
where the fuck does that leave you?
So how do you want people to feel? Like, there's nothing to be nervous about. If you want them to feel solidarity, feel confident, smile through it sometimes. Yeah?
You brought that energy that Sajid was asking for, and he wasn't asking for you to be louder or be bigger physically. He just meant
More energy.
push it out.
I wasn't aware of the levels of preparation that go into something like this. For the past 2 hours, they were all in that room going over and over and over their poems, getting general feedback, and then going on to make improvements. After having gone to the open mic night the other day, it made me realise just how much hard work and dedication goes into it behind the scenes. After the session, one of the poets, Talia, invited me to her house as she had a dinner for the group. I was keen to see the team in a more relaxed setting, to get a sense of the community spoken word creates and the bonds that are formed amongst its members. She said, "Not bad, thank you."
I learned it in the end. I got it down.
Yeah, you have now, to be fair.
And then I guess probably the content of some of your poems, obviously, you're very honest in it, and it's, you know, you're sharing a lot about yourself. Do you think that's helped you forge such strong friendships because you are literally bearing all, and you know you're knowing so much about each other so quickly, almost like arguably so quickly, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was saying to someone earlier, but like, I feel like everyone here just knows so much about my love life because that's all I write about. All I write is boys. So I'm just like, yeah, like I could have not had a conversation with you, and you know intimate details about my life.
I also think it's quite a good way of conveying information that you find hard to speak about in like regular conversation with your friends. But if you feel that you can say it in a poem, and then they'll come see it, and then if you want to talk about it again after that, that's something to broach later. But if you want to get something out there, then like that's one way to do it.
And regardless of content, every single poet is so vulnerable on that stage, whether they're saying a funny poem or not. They're just saying something from here and from here that wasn't ever going to be vocalised before without poetry.
Like when you stand up on stage to perform, there's no wall between you and the audience. No.
And it's evident from hearing you all talk about each other, there's a lot of respect. Do you think compared to other societies, are you more of a community?
We try and make all our events like a safe space. I think that kind of like adds to the like the bringing together of people, because like they all know that they can get up on that stage and say something, or they know that they can be a part of the audience and that they're going to hear like you said, vulnerable stuff.
Yeah.
Some girl did a poem and she first did it in her language and then she did it in English, and that was just amazing. I'd never heard anything like that, and I actually think, not that the English wasn't good, it was perfect English, but in her language, which she wrote it in first, I just thought was just so much more beautiful.
Could you get the emotion across then? You could feel it despite obviously not knowing what was going on.
She wrote it because it was, I think it might have been Japanese, I think. It was so sing-song, and that's where the rhymes came in. And just because they didn't have an English translation didn't mean that the language she used wasn't still beautiful, but the song was in the initial poem that she... And I'm glad I understood it by her translating it for me, but the initial thing, which is the sound that we write towards, was just beautiful. And I'm really glad that we do different languages as well.
See, I've tried to find someone who will love me freely, but some of you guys are just plain greedy. So now, each tear a boy makes you cry will cost £1.99. Each pointless fight will range from a starting point of 5. A dating admin fee will also be applied. So let me know if you're still interested to sign on the dotted line. Each fake orgasm will be at least £50. Each time we stop because you're done will incur a service charge. Loving you was always a waiting game.
I also want to talk to Talia about her personal experience with spoken word, specifically about her performance at TEDx Utrecht and how that one experience still means so much to her.
So basically the event was called Change From Within, and they asked me to write a piece about that, and I kind of used it, as an excuse. to like force myself to come out because I'm queer, and I felt like I was ready to talk about that.
And do you think you would have found it as easy to come out if you hadn't had spoken word to do it through?
I think it would have taken me longer. I think it would have been a lot less public. I also think it would have meant that I found it harder to talk about being queer as publicly as I have done ever since. And that poem in particular helped me come out to my family, and helped me come out, you know, on my own terms, like, because I wrote that poem and, you know, no one could interrupt me, no one could like ask me questions like while I was saying what I was saying, because it was my own platform, and, you know, like, it was just my words, and that was that.
This has been a really lovely evening, but hearing them talk amongst each other, you can tell how much they respect and actually get along. It's been good because I've been able to talk to them more one-on-one, especially Talias Story has made me realise the different reasons people do spoken word.
I ache just for the thought of her. Bones intertwined, she sits in my mind, singing in my ear. I'm drunk on all the fear I feel when she looks into my eyes. What are you writing? She asks. Just words, I say. And as the light flickered, the birds twittered, and we smoked. I looked at her and wondered if she wondered if I wrote poems about her. Thank you.